of you watching this review have probably not seen this movie. Kathryn Bigelow, yeah, Zero Dark 30 director, Point Break director. She's a great director. Yeah, she did a vampire movie, which is a movie that came out during the time of Lost Boys, so Lost Boys got all the vampire fame. This movie kind of just fell under the gutter a little bit. If you've never seen this movie, I applaud you to go watch this most underrated vampire movie I've ever seen.
Caleb Colton no longer belongs to our world.
We'll give him a week, see if we can call him one of us.
He belongs to her.
So like I said, this is one of the most underrated vampire movies I've ever seen because no one ever talks about this movie because it came out during the same time of The Lost Boys. So this movie just really didn't get a chance to become a cult classic. But if you've seen it, then you know how awesome this movie is. This is one of those vampire movies, when you see it, you're like, man, why can't we get vampire movies like this nowadays? Because this movie is batshit crazy, bloody, and has one of the best performances by Bill Paxton. Rest in peace, my man. He is amazing in this movie, and it's just an all-around good vampire movie. My biggest positive has to be Kathryn Bigelow's direction. I mean, she does a flat-out awesome job with this movie. What she does with these actors, their performances, the action scenes, the dramatic, the love scenes, the vampire scenes. She's a great director, and the best thing about this movie is it is a vampire movie, but it also is a Western. I mean, there are so many shots in this movie that are flat out a Western. The most famous shot of them coming up the hill with the sunrise, or the fire was it? Yeah, that's awesome. That is literally an awesome shot, and it's because of Kathryn Bigelow. Her direction is so good, and what she did with these actors, all the actors apparently just got to basically make their characters. Like, hey, Bill Paxton, you're gonna be crazy as fuck, and you're gonna have an awesome scene in this movie at a bar. Yeah, have fun with this movie because she gave these actors so much range and they all very much did a great job. Like I said, Bill Paxton steals every scene he's in. Like, he steals every scene, everything he's in. He is flat out awesome. And the head vampire, which I forget the actor's name, but I remember the character's name was Jesse. I believe it was Jesse. I have not watched the movie in about a couple of days, but either way, it was Jesse. Awesome vampire, and this little kid vampire, which you think is a little kid, no, he's like the oldest one out of all the vampires. And when they come into this live with this farmer's son, he joins them because of this love interest, which is very lovey-dovey. They kiss and they make out and stuff. And then when he starts becoming into a vampire, he needs to suck on blood, and she like cuts her like wrist or something like at one point, and he drinks it out of her. I'm like, you know, this is what vampires should be. Seductive kind of stuff. Blood and veins and all that kind of stuff. It's perfect vibe for this movie. But for me, all that stuff is kind of just like, meh, it's good. But when you get the club scene, the nightclub scene, oh my gosh, when this bar happens, I mean, I don't even want to spoil it or anything. Again, it's a movie that a lot of people haven't seen, so I don't want to spoil the bar scene, but the bar scene. Overall, I'm not going to talk a lot about this movie because, again, not a lot of you have seen it. But if you have seen it, then you know how awesome it is. This movie is really cool in what they do with the sunlight, the shadowing effects, how they drive cars, when they're in the sunlight, the fire. Like, it's really, really cool what they do with the vampires of this world. There are certain things I don't love about the love interest and our main character. They're very fine, but they were done better in Lost Boys, if you ask me. It's same kind of deal with love interest and joining them. Lost Boys did it better. This one, it's fine. It's cutesy, lovey, seductive, blood, vein stuff. But for overall, the movie is really fun, it's bloody, and it's so underrated. And I'm going to give Near Dark a B. I think I've talked enough about vampires recently. I've done 3 reviews of Lost Boys, Dracula, now this one. It's time to move on to more other stuff. So like I said, leave a comment down below, recommend me some movies. I've seen some good recommendations, and I've seen some recommendations I've already seen, I've already had planned. Anyway guys, you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye everyone.